I'm your host, Destiny Sidwell.
I'm also your host, Sarah Caroli.
And this is Bookmark'd.
Wish we had like the iCarly. 3, 2, 1. I know.
Speaking of iCarly, I'm gonna be so annoying. The freaking use somebody trend where the person falls and they put the song in the back. If nobody's seen it, just look up use somebody trend. You're going to come across Spencer Shea from iCarly because that's like the only clips I ever see. And they're so funny. I genuinely cry laugh in my bed.
Destiny sent me at least 5 in a row. And I didn't see the trend at all. And then after you sent me a bunch, it kept coming on my feed. And at first I didn't think it was funny, but like picturing Destiny crack up to them, I was like, this is really funny.
It's
just like picturing you
really
laughing.
Got me. The iCarly ones are what gets me. Like, it has to be like a TV show. Mm-hmm. It's never like the real life ones don't get me as much as the TV show does.
I kind of want to go look at one now.
I think
the Spencer one was the first one you sent me. I like the Oprah one when Josh
because
hits Oprah with the car.
That episode is like y'all. I used to like knee slap, lose my mind over that Drake and Josh episode back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like it was so random. Like Nickelodeon shows were so random. Like I'm talking like the iCarly and like Drake and Josh specifically. Mm-hmm. The randomness of like what would even happen in the show like made no sense in my brain.
I would love it when I was younger. Like now watching it, like I've watched Victoria so much in like my recent years. Yeah, my comfort show. But like some of the episodes, I'm like, who wrote the script and who planned this episode?
Unfortunately, we know who wrote the script.
Yeah.
It's hard to look back at it now though and know what we know, but looking at it through like a childhood nostalgia.
Yeah.
I was always like, what is it? Like, take that Oprah. He runs over Oprah.
And that's his idol.
This turns into like a, but like, you know those podcasts that are literally just dedicated to like breaking down like episode per episode of something? Us When the Samurai Turn Pretty comes out.
Do you think, I can't wait for that. We got an announcement July of this year. How many months until July? April, May, June, July. We have 4 months until the new season. I'm so excited. Wish it didn't come. Well, actually, I kind of like that it comes out. Isn't it weekly? They do it. They drop an episode.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're all on the same schedule, so no one can finish it before me, and we're all watching it at the same time. No one's allowed to binge it.
You know, I do complain, but it very much depends because shows like House of Dragon, The Last of Us, like a lot of the HBO shows, they come out like weekly like that. And like so did Daisy Jones and the Six. And I am somebody who loves to binge something. Like, for example, my brother loves the show The Righteous Gemstones, and he's been asking me to watch it for years. And here's something annoying little sibling that I do. I refuse. If my brother recommends me to like do or watch something, I refuse to do it. Like I'm like, nope. He's asked me to watch that, Fallout. Like he's asked me to watch so many things, and I'm like, no. Like I'm just gonna be annoying and not do it, even though majority of the time I like it. But anyway, those shows that come out weekly, I just am a binge person. I'm like, no, I'll wait for the whole entire show to come out, and then I'll watch the show.
Yeah,
I'll wait years.
Well, I think when I was younger, and that's when I like watched mostly shows and stuff, like on cable, you had to wait a week for a new episode to come out. I would like every day after school be so excited for Friday to come because it's like I have a new episode 7 p.m. Eastern on my TV.
I'm not built for that.
Well, that's why streaming services were made. So
you know what I think is annoying? Netflix shows that want to give you like all of the episodes except for like 2 episodes. That's the thing. If we were doing like a 16 episode season and you gave me 8 episodes and then you were like, wait for the next 8, I'd be like, okay. But then when it's just 2 episodes left, I'm like, I'm so
Outer Banks
annoyed with it.
Did that, and then so did
Bridgerton.
The show, and Bridgerton.
Yeah, and all the big ones are doing that now. Like Stranger Things is doing it.
Because it was already filmed and like all put together. It's like for one season, so it's not like you're giving us 2 different seasons.
Well, they used to not do that. But then I remember Stranger Things season 4 was one of the first shows to do that, to split it into 2 parts. And everybody was in an uproar. So was I. I was like, gosh, it's so annoying. But you know what? I kind of appreciate it now, because with shows like that, I'm like, kind of like extends the hype a little bit, and like leaving you on a cliffhanger. Because that's the thing. It's always going to leave you on a cliffhanger. Like shows that are doing that.
I don't think that the split between the 2 should be too long. Like, I don't think they should put it out months and months later. I feel like it should be close enough that you're still excited, but you're on the edge of your seat a little bit.
I don't know, though, because my thing, I guess specifically with Stranger Things, people have been waiting for a new season for so long. So to then split it into 2 parts and make you wait a month between, it's like, you're already losing so many people's interest. Like, I feel like attention spans nowadays are already, like, really going away, which is scary. And it's like, you're already losing people. So then to be like, now you have to wait a whole entire month for the next part. It's like, I don't know. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Attention spans. I've been thinking about that a lot.
I already know that mine's so bad. The other day, I bought an iPad mini. Really excited about this purchase. And my brother showed me that you can do like split screen on it. So I was laying in bed reading like on my Kindle on here, and I split screen it with the YouTube video I was watching, and that is how I read my book. Like, and my Gilmore Girls was on the TV because it was nighttime, and I had like everything going on at once, and I looked up and I was like, wow, I've hit the peak of no attention span. Like, this is the epitome of it, and it's so sad.
Yeah, I remember that split screen brought back memories, because I've been doing that. We had iPads in high school, and I would do that where, like, I would be doing my work and I would be watching YouTube at the same time. Like, I'd have Notability up on one end. Split screen was like we were like this. Now what I do is I either have, like, if I'm working on my computer, I have it up on my Mac. Or if I'm in my room, I have it on my TV. At night, I put on a comfort show, like you said, like how you put on Gilmore Girls. I put on a comfort show, and then I watch YouTube on my laptop.
Me too. Yeah, it's like there's like, there can never be one thing going on, like one form of content or whatever I'm doing. And that's when you know. And I think it was literally TikTok during COVID times. Like, that's when I got addicted to short form, or just like watching or consuming so much content at once that I've never gone back. But maybe I should work on that. New goal.
See, but that's one of those things where I'm like, I don't care, because I don't think mine's an attention span thing. I think mine's like I don't want to hear my own inner thoughts like so bad that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed that I want to like flush it out with like so many forms of media, which I know is probably not healthy, but neither are the thoughts that I'm having in my head. So you tell me which one you would like me to do, sit alone with them or do that. But no, I was thinking about, actually, I think it's just because I don't like the book that I'm reading. Because I was like, oh gosh, is my attention span? But no, the other night, you guys, I stayed up. I can't sleep. I have not been able to sleep. I got up at 12. Like, I was like, okay, I give up. Like, it was like one of those where it was like, I give up trying. I grabbed my iPad and I started reading at 12, and I did not go to bed until 6. Like, I stayed up all night to finish a book. So I know it's not my attention span. I just really don't like the book that I'm reading right now. Yeah,
that's always like the struggle when you're in a book and you're like, am I about to get into a slump, or do I not like the book? And you can't really decipher between the two. So, well, I'm glad it's that you just know you're not enjoying the book. Put that one down.
And I did, and I'm going to have to move on.
Okay. That's okay.
So,
I've had to do that with a few books this month. So, anyway. Hey, guys. Welcome back.
Anyway, welcome back to Bookmark'd and back pain. That's me today. I decided to sit on the floor.
The way you're sitting on the floor.
The way I'm sitting on the floor with the chair behind me.
I always do that, like, when I'm filming a video sitting on the floor, and I'm like, so many options to be sitting on something comfortable.
There's something about, like, awkwardly sitting in a chair when you're trying to, like, film something that I'm just like, I'd rather just, like, sit on the floor. But then you see me readjusting 50,000 times because my back hurts so bad. So you're just going to have to deal with that. Sometimes I pop out of frame real quick and then I come back in.
To fix yourself. That's okay.
Yeah,
sometimes the floor is not more comfortable, but it's, like, the best option. I don't know why. Like, reading on the floor. Why do I like to do that?
Hashtag the bunny pose that Sarah's always done.
My mom did it the other day, and I was like, this is where I get it from.
Literally, there's some subconscious things that you realize as you get older that you're like, wait, I didn't realize that I got that from somebody.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Well, we have a fun episode, but first, Do you have a DOTE? I just watched you make your DOTE.
Yeah, I told Sarah that I was having a hectic and chaotic day, and I was like getting more water because I was like, I need to get more water. But then I went and I told Sarah, I said, I'm stealing one of Isaac's root beers that I bought. So is that theft?
So it's really yours.
If you bought it. I bought them for the intention of him to drink them. I don't even like them, but I just wanted something that was fun, and this has no caffeine. Did you know that root beer has no caffeine in it? Root beer?
I don't love
Sprite,
root beer.
I know. I like it with a vanilla ice cream and make it a root beer float. That's the only way I really like having it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What about you?
I made a matcha this morning, though, and it wasn't very good, so I felt like I wasted my powder, so I didn't want to make another one. It was so sad. I don't know why it wasn't good. Actually, I kind of do. When I make my matcha and I mix the powder, I think you're supposed to do it with hot water to mix it and like melt everything together or whatever, and then pour it with milk. But usually I do it with milk. Like I'll mix it with milk instead of hot water, and I like it that way. But I was like, let me try it with hot water, and it felt too like watered down. Like I could taste the watery. I don't know. It wasn't good. So
is the milk warm when you mix it?
It's cold. I add warm water when I put honey in it so that it like can mix and like melts a little bit, but it's cold water. I don't think there's like a name for like that type of like matcha mixing, but that's my favorite way to do it. It's with the milks. It's like creamier than water. But
when I drink matcha, sometimes I get so disgusted by like the chunks still being in it that I'm like, I'm trying so hard, y'all, but these chunks in it.
You need a little sifter. A sifter.
I know, but I'm talking about like when I buy it from somewhere, like when I go to like a coffee shop and I'm like,
yeah, getting a chunk of matcha. Yeah.
It's great. It's like going outside, just like picking some grass up and just eating it.
Yeah, I also think the matcha powder I bought is from like a pretty good brand, but there's like different like notes of like different, like I didn't know which one I wanted to get because I don't know which one I like, so I don't think I love the flavored one I got, like the specific type. I'm still experimenting. I'm perfecting my matcha for this year, so I'll figure it out.
I think matcha is so cute, and I want to get into making strawberry matcha specifically. That's my favorite. Anytime I go to a coffee shop, I'm like, do you guys have strawberry matcha? And most
I think I tried one
no.
before, but I didn't like it from the coffee shop, because usually I'll get a matcha from like primarily just like coffee shop, and they sell like matcha on the side, but sometimes it's not that good. They have matcha shop
Yeah, because they're just like, they're offering it, but they're like, nobody really orders it type of thing.
Yeah, it's not like the best quality matcha, so I'm putting it into my own hands to find the best one, or make the best one. So.
As you should.
That's my plan. Well, like I said, we have a fun episode. I asked you guys on our stories. I didn't tell you what we're doing, though. You're about to find out. I posted, you guys told us your 5-star reads and also your 1-star reads. So we've done an episode before. Me and Destiny read off each other's 1-star reviews of our 5 stars and 5-star reviews of our 1 stars. So we're taking your 5 stars and 1 stars, and we're reading those type of reviews for them. Surprise!
I told Sarah before this episode that I literally was scrolling through. I was having brain rot time this morning. Like, I feel like I really needed it. I needed to just melt my brain with the stuff that is out on the internet. And then I was scrolling through looking for reviews. And I think it was like coming off of scrolling through social media that my brain was just shut off, because I text Sarah and I'm like, okay, like, we'll film. And then I go, oh, I have no screenshots. I did not screenshot one thing that I read. But you know what? It's better this way, because now Sarah can start it off and I can find a different review. That way we aren't reading the same thing. We'll
start with the 5 stars. So here are some of the top 5 stars I was seeing. So there's 10 of them. Funny Story by Emily Henry. Caught Up. Well, actually, no. It was Caught Up, but I went to go find a 1-star for it. There are no 1 stars for Caught Up, which is a slay. So instead of Caught Up, we have 6 of Crows, The 7-Year Slip, the Mindfuck series, Out on a Limb, Heartstopper, Carrie Soto is Back, Cruel Prince, Binding 13, and The Women by Kristen Hanna. These are 5 stars, and we're going to read their 1-star reviews.
That's just so crazy that these were the general, like, it's crazy to see what your guys is like generalized
5 stars
pool of things. Are these the 5 stars?
Yeah, it was fun going through all of them, especially the 1 stars.
My first one is just the simple too millennial for me.
Are these like Are you going in order?
No.
Okay, okay. To Millennial? Is it Out on a Limb?
No.
Oh. Which one's Millennial? 7 Year Slip?
Mm-mm.
What? Funny story.
Yeah. But I'm not going in order.
But you did confusing. That. Do you want me to go next, or do you just want to do your 5?
You can go next since I have to find reviews.
Okay. My first one is gonna be... Okay. I want this book to come to life so I can punch it in the face. It is terrible.
I feel like... gosh, this is just like... Anybody can think this about any book. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of mine are pretty vague, but there were 2 specific ones that was going to be obvious.
I feel like it... See, because my thing with this is if somebody is that, like... What do you want to say? Like, has that strong feelings about it, I feel like it has to be a book that's hyped up.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Binding 13.
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The Cruel Prince?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I was between the two of them. I was like, it has to be a book that has hype. Like, that's why you would get so, like, you know.
Imagine that was my review.
Of The Cruel Prince. I remember watching your reading vlogs of you reading that for the first time, and, like, you so nicely trying to act like you didn't hate it. It was so funny.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Okay. The thing that I like about 1 stars is that they're short. That's what I really like. Oh, this one. See, I don't like reading the mean ones, but it's like, anyway, somehow it just kept getting worse. They really let anyone be authors now.
Damn.
It's not funny.
It kept getting worse. I like all of these books. I don't even know which one to pick.
That's what I mean. It's so general.
The Mindfuck series?
No. But I see where your thought process was with that.
Out on a Limb?
Yes.
Really? Getting worse.
That was so surprising. Everybody has their own feelings, but I read that. That's why I was like, I feel like this would get you because I don't feel like that's...
I feel like it kept getting better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Let me find. Let's do... No, that one's too obvious. Okay. Genuine question. Who cares?
Because, unfortunately, I think it's me, because I really feel like I like a lot of these books, especially since we've already put out The Cruel Prince. You know what this review gives? It's like when you're talking to somebody, they're like, who? And then they're like, cares.
It's another vague one, but...
Is it... I'm going to keep guessing Binding 13. Is it that?
No.
Who the... Okay. Is it Carrie Soto's back?
Yeah.
See, my thought process is it has to have some type of emotional storyline that they're like, who cares? Like, it has to have some storyline. So, great.
They probably just... Yeah, maybe they didn't like tennis. Yeah, that was a good book.
Yeah, I really did like it. That was the book that I made you read in our first collab video.
Yeah. That one has a memory behind it, too, so...
This one says, my math book has a better plot.
Damn.
Which is so not true, by the way.
Is it Six of Crows?
Yeah.
Aww. No. That's a really good book.
Yeah, that's just simply not true. Sorry.
The plot of that one's really good. It's the best heist I've ever read.
I know. I'm like, the plot is literally a whole entire heist with like a bunch of twists and turns along the entire way that you do not expect. Us just like defending these because these also happen to be books that we love.
I was literally just going to say us defending their 5 stars. We got you guys. Okay. Let's see. Which one should I do next? I'm going to save one of them for last because it's obvious and I thought it was funny. Let's do this one. Wait, are you doing... Oh, no, that's on my row. Okay. This one was mean. I would rather gouge out my own eyes, that's all.
Is it the women?
Mm-mm.
It can't be about Heartstopper.
That's what some may think.
I just feel like saying that about Heartstopper, it's like Heartstopper is literally just like a comic book. You You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's not even, like, like, you don't even have to, like, really, like, it's not, like,
You didn't waste a lot of time on it.
that's what I mean. Is it Binding 13? I hate that I keep guessing that.
No.
It's Heartstopper?
Isn't that crazy? It's such, like, a... Oh, I love that book so much, and I saw that review, and I was like, wow.
Okay, I'm not going to say that's insane. I'm not going to discount somebody's opinion. But I'd rather gouge my own eyes out. Like, all you have to do is just look.
Yeah, maybe they... I don't know what they could have liked.
Maybe they didn't want to.
Why don't you just call Taylor up? Let's ask her.
Okay, yeah. Let me get them on the pod. This one was a DNF.
Okay.
And also, okay, unpopular opinion. When y'all DNF, I see this a lot. Like, they give it a 1 star, even though they DNF'd the book. Tell us down below, do you go on Goodreads and give it a rating if you didn't finish the book?
I don't. Even if I
don't.
I think actually I did that with, the only one I ever did it with, what's that book called? The one that I DNF'd, but, like, I skimmed through the whole rest of it, and I read all the spoiler reviews, so it felt like I read it. Do you know what I'm talking about? The heist book?
Oh, that one, 5 broken something?
Yeah, 5 broken blades. Yeah, that's the only one I did it with, because it felt like I finished it. Like, I felt like I read it, and I didn't like it. But I usually don't. I don't rate them.
I never, like, when I DNF something, and if I've already said that I'm reading it on Goodreads, I usually just, like, take it off the shelf, and then I'll just talk about it, like, that I DNF'd in a video.
Yeah.
Because I've never thought that, like, I can go onto Goodreads and give it, like, a 1 star. But, you know, like, some people think, like, I don't know. Anyway, this one's a DNF. Says, because what the F happened to the stakes, low, verging on non-existent is what they were. Zero tension, no angst, and there doesn't need to be war and peace, but lack of conflict will have me falling asleep.
Anything else?
Actually, a lot, but that's just the first little paragraph.
Was this the Mindfuck series?
No.
What?
Girl, she said, what happened to the stakes? The stakes in the Mindfuck series are literally crazy.
That's why I thought it was that one, because maybe she didn't think it was high stakes.
No.
There's no stakes in 7-Year Slip, period. Right?
Exactly, and that's one of their main critiques. Says...
I think they went into it with the wrong mindset, maybe.
I know, because when I first read this, again, not
their
whatever, but it's like, it's just a romance book. There's not high stakes. It's not, like, if you're reading, like, a romance, like a dark romance, I guess there are more stakes, but, like, I specifically read romance books because there's not. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's maybe, like, will they be able to stay with each other with this whole year? I
guess, but that's still, like... I don't mind spending every
I'll just read the last 2 after you guess this one, because the last one's obvious, but this one says, this was the most... Actually, which one should I read? One of them is funny. Okay. This was the most painful 600 pages I have ever read, and not in the good way 1 star, because I'm generous. And then another one says, I am so happy I can return books. And then another one says, you promise, with, like, the sad eye emoji, STFU. Oh my god. Those are all back-to-back 1 stars.
I feel like 1 star reviews for that series could be very... Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Did you know which one it was?
Binding 13, it's the only one left.
No, the women's left too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, 600 pages, that's Binding 13.
It was Binding 13. But the women 1-star review was my favorite. It says, if Meredith Grey served in Vietnam and came home, this would be her story. I've never read the book, but just the mention of Meredith Grey made me giggle.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Oh, I thought there was one more because I have one more because I started before you.
Yeah.
Well, we know what this one is, but it says, I just loved the fiction was really fictioning with this one. And then another one says, so terrible, I'm pretty sure I'm illiterate after reading it.
Oh.
I'm not continuing this criminal mind sexcapades.
Yeah, that's kind of... like, yeah. I want to read... Okay, so I screenshotted some from the books that you had that I thought were funny, so I'm just going to read them to you. The 7-Year Slip one I found said, hate this stupid lemon book.
Okay.
The Mindfuck one I saw said, this started out like a fanfic made by a high schooler.
I will admit, those books are very entertaining, but Like, the actual writing? Like, the actual, like...
Yeah. It's a high-stake good time. Maybe it's not a good time, actually, in the book, but, like...
It's not a good time.
It's not a good time. The one for Out on a Limb I saw said, plot was typical. It was like reading a book written by a 10-year-old in love. These are diabolical. Okay. Anyway.
You know what book gave that?
What?
That it was written by a 10-year-old is Night Road by Kristen Hanna.
Really?
Yeah. I remember, like, I don't know if this ever made it into a video, but I remember reading it and I literally said, I was like, this feels like if, like, 10-year-old me, like, were to write a book thinking, like, how adult teenage relationships are.
Yeah, I do remember actually when you were reading it telling me.
Yeah,
I have not read that one. I don't know if I will, because I also know someone that read it that didn't like it and, like, told me the whole plot too, because I was so curious. But yeah, those one-star reviews, the one-star reviews period are just always so funny. Like, people let out their humor when they just hate a book.
It's because, like, sometimes, unfortunately, when you feel, like, negatively about something, that's, like, how you can express it in the best way possible. Like, there's more comedy in saying something negative than there is positive.
Yeah. Now we have the 1 stars. Do you want to do the top row again? I'll do the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. Yep,
all right, here are the books you guys have given 1 star, the 10 books we have.
Crazy, by the way.
If He Had Been With Me, The Dead Romantics, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, Encyclopedia of Fairies, The Summer of Broken Rules, The Paris Apartment, Beach Read, Onyx Storm, Tell Me Lies, and Check and Mate. We're going to read the 5-star reviews of them, though. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'll go first so that you can find yours. Let's start with... Wait. Yeah, that's mine.
You got it.
It feels like, you know, when you're in school and... well, I'm not in school, but when you were in school and class, it's like your turn for popcorn reading.
Oh, yeah. I would always,
like, so nervous.
I would, like, guess which paragraph was mine.
Me too. The worst, I was in an Italian class, but for some reason, when I went to high school from 8th grade, they put me in, like, a higher Italian class, so I was with the sophomores when I was a freshman. I was so nervous, and you had to read from the textbook in Italian out loud. Oh my god, my hands would be sweating. This pain feels like my heart is existing outside my body. 6 stars, no question. I am ruined for all other male main characters.
You have the bottom row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you said it like that. I was hoping you said something.
Isn't it funny that I will clock something immediately?
Thank God, because I thought about it in my head. I was like, I wonder if she noticed I said yeah like that.
Is it Beach Read? Don't tell me it's something other than Beach Read.
No, it's not Beach Read.
Oh my god, it's Check and Mate?
No.
No, it's not. It's... oh my god. No, it's not. This is about a male main character?
Well, the book was 6 stars, but they're ruined for all other male main characters.
Yeah, but this means, like, they please don't tell me it's Tell Me Lies. Imagine if it was Tell Me Lies.
Imagine they're like, Steven, I'm rooting for him.
Steven, need a Steven. I would say, is it Onyx Storm? Are we literally talking about Xaden?
Yeah.
No way.
Which I thought you were going to get, because I feel like everyone loves Xaden.
But see, I'm so, like, everybody loves Gus, though. Like, that's, like...
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. You see my thought process.
I do.
Okay, I have 2 for this one. First of all, I have a good, oh, shit in all caps. So, sorry, let me read it. Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one.
Okay.
And then we have, I feel like someone just punched me in the stomach.
Oh. Damn. Okay. Punch me in the stomach. Is it If He Had Been With Me?
No.
I feel like that's such a visceral reaction.
We're doing terrible on guessing these.
I know.
Which it means we're doing a good job.
Yeah, but we've read like 99% of the books that are on these lists. Invisible Life, Addie LaRue?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just want to say a quick shout out to Heather, because Heather's review was, I feel like someone just punched me in the stomach.
Oh, was that her?
Yeah.
Very real. I think that, as a society, we should kill off every man from dark romances and replace them with smart-ass men like this one. Thank you very much.
I want to say Beach Read because Gus gives smart-ass.
It's not Beach Read.
Holy shit. Am I have to go through this again? Beach read this round is like my Binding 13 last time.
Yeah. You just hold on to one until you get it right.
I do. Who's a smartass? Literally. Is it Check and Mate?
Mm-hmm. It said Nolan in like the review, but I just said him.
That is so crazy. I don't know.
I didn't even remember his name was Nolan. Yeah.
What? Okay. A Swiftie book. Perfect summer book. I'm staying awake to finish this book.
The Summer of Broken Rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Swiftie coded. She loves to throw in Taylor Swift references. Wow, this was so good. It was giving a mix of Sorority Girl with Joe from You, but also Anti-Man. Does that make sense? No. Just go read it and you'll see.
Joe from You, but Anti-Man. Is it The Paris Apartment?
No.
So is it Tell Me Lies?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I've never read that book, though.
Oh, I forgot you didn't read it. Or watch it.
Yeah. You were, like, really expecting me to get that one. I could tell when I guessed The Paris Apartment, you were like, no. Like, girl. Yeah, and I was like, I have never read nor watched anything about this. Okay. This book is the epitome of a comforting, warm hug that you never want to end. I personally can't wait for hugs to end, but...
Well, I'll tell you now, it's not If He Had Been With Me.
Who knows?
If someone said that felt like a warm hug, that's concerning.
I'm going to start describing sad books.
I love sad books. Hug. For some reason, to me, maybe it is a warm hug. I love painful books. I think it's Encyclopedia Fairies, though.
It is. Did you read that book? No, you DNF'd it.
I DNF'd it, but...
And then I DNF'd it and then continued to read it.
Yeah. I just can't do cozy books. I get so bored. I need something to happen.
I know what you mean, because, like, with those, it feels like there's just, like, no plot, and it's just, like, fully... Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it. Unless maybe, like, listening to one, probably, but...
I'd listen to it. That's how I got through it.
Okay, next. Let's do... Okay, I actually really love this. In asterisks, gasps. I didn't know what to expect. Her last two books weren't really my cup of tea, but this was pretty brilliant. I was sucked into the story immediately. It kept me turning the pages fiercely. This will for sure have me clamoring for her next book, and I was almost ready to write her off my list, but this was good.
This is The Paris Apartment?
Yeah.
Because there's previous works before. Beach Read was, like, Emily Henry's first.
No, she has
adult.
That one...
I know. I
like
saying,
adult?
Like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
her, like, this, like, what do you call it? This era of her life. Where people, like, kind of ignore her young adult work.
I don't love Lucy Foley books. I think I read, like, 3 or 4.
I was literally about to say, I wrote Lucy Foley off, like, a while ago. I think, like, I've read, at least 3 of their books and literally hated every single one of them.
Yeah, they're very predictable in my opinion. Like, I've guessed all of them. And they're not my favorite. This
one says, I need to go reconnect with nature.
I feel like that could be either If He Had Been With Me or Dead Romantics. I'm going to say If He Had Been With Me, though.
And you would be right.
Hell yeah. That book made me want to reconnect with nature, too. I was literally scrambling. We've talked about this before, but scrambling to find someone that read it so that I could talk about it. I was literally, like, just crying to myself. I told you I went on a random person's TikTok that posted about it. I was like, please, someone talk to me.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things ever that you've done.
Okay, our last one. I Think I Want to Marry This Book.
I mean, that's Beach Read. Insane.
Yeah, and that's actually my 5-star review.
Is it?
Yeah. I clicked 5 stars to look for this one, and mine came up, and I was like, okay.
Also, why did I laugh like that?
That's a real laugh. You like that one.
I'm gonna tell you the one for the Dead Romantics, because I mean, we know that that's this one. Because I was kind of confused by it. It's a 5-star review, and it says, "Is this a safe space?" And I'm like, yeah, girl, tell us your feelings about it.
Expand on it.
Yeah, expand on that thought, girl.
I wonder if I have any good 5 stars from the ones you read. Oh, I also screenshotted the Emily Wilde's Warm Hug one. Oh, someone said I want to tattoo this book on my body for the Dead Romantics.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And then for The Invisible Life, this girl really loves it. They said, when a book traps your soul from beginning to end and beyond, keeping hold of a string to your heart even as you leave it behind, you know it deserves all the constellations in the night sky. It's a beautiful review.
Okay, girl, write your own book.
Yeah, actually. Poetic.
I just bought, finally, because, you know, the American version of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, the, like, black cover. I've had that for years. And then I love the UK edition, and I finally bought the UK edition. I just got it the other day because I want to reread it.
Yeah, I like the, what's it called? I don't know what version it is, but it has sprayed edges. Which I don't know which edition did it. Do you know what I'm talking about? The special edition of it. I don't know which like company did that edition, but it's really pretty. It's like white, whatever. I'm very bad at describing it, but it's beautiful.
Guess what? I saw Penguin post that they're doing a Little Life special editions, and they split the like it's like a box set, and they split the book up into the parts that the book is in. So it's like, you know, like how each book is split into the different parts. And I'm like, unfortunately need it. Unfortunately, gonna have to add that to cart.
Oh, gosh.
That's the box to it. And then see how there's like, they separated the book into like mini books because, you know, the different parts. Yeah, oh my God, the last part.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about it the other day.
The happy years.
How I was sitting in my hairdresser's chair reading that one part at the end of the book, like, questioning.
Didn't your jaw drop when you finished that book? Because you were like, never in my life did I expect that was how this book was going.
Yeah, because you hear all, like, the traumatic things people tell you to, like, warn you about. It's, like, not how it's played out in the book as you'd think as someone, like, not reading it. And I remember going into Dunkin' after my hair, and I was looking at all the people around me, and I was like, I don't trust any of you. I can't even look at them in the eye.
Like, none of you
It took me a while to be able to, like, see people normally again. Yeah. That's
so crazy, because that is, like, the normal reaction to the book. But I remember reading that book in high school, as I know I've said that before. But, like, I did not cry or anything. But I think I've said it's because I just felt so emotionally numb after finishing it that I was like...
Yeah, I wonder in high school how I would feel if I read the book. I definitely have a different reaction than I did now. I don't know why. I just know, like... reactions would be different, but I don't know if I could ever reread it.
No.
No. I probably, like, I really like the box set I just saw, though. I think that's an interesting edition of it, to split it up into parts.
Yeah, I like it. I like the artwork on it and everything. You know, whenever we see
cool.
what are they called? In New York, the buildings.
Yeah.
Me and Sarah were walking through New York, and we were like, yeah, the fire escapes. And we were just walking through it, and we were like, oh my gosh, like imagining like their apartment in A Little Life and being like, wow.
Well, it's a real street in New York. Because I remember when I was talking to my dad after he read it, and he all the mentions of the places they went to in New York, because he like worked there for so many years, like he like remembered or like knew what she was talking about. I was like, wow. It's too
still
real.
So crazy that your dad read it.
I know.
You know what I picked up the other day in a because this is where like, okay, so Christopher Nolan, because I know you're not going to know this with all the peace and love in the world. Christopher Nolan is the one who directed Oppenheimer. Okay. That's his movie. He also directed all the Batman movies with Christian Bale. So he's a really good director. So he is currently working on The Odyssey. You know what The Odyssey is.
Oh, yeah, I had to read that my senior year of college. Yeah.
Doesn't it come after the Iliad? Isn't like the Iliad is like the Greek myth and the war where Achilles loses...
Yes. Yeah, we had to do all that. Yeah.
So I know nothing about Greek mythology. All I know is from what I've read in Song of Achilles. I know nothing else. Like, zero. But I am so obsessed with the cast of The Odyssey because Matt Damon is the main character, the father in The Odyssey. The one that, like, the son is trying to find the whole entire time. So Matt Damon's the dad of whatever. Whoever these characters are. Guess who the son is?
Like Achilles?
No. The son is, what's the son's name in The Odyssey?
Patroclus?
Am
I in the wrong book?
I think so. I think you're in the Iliad. You're in the Iliad because the Iliad is when the war is. The Odyssey is like after the war. The dad's trying to get back home after the war, and the son's trying to find him.
Are you talking about the son of Odysseus and Penelope?
Yes. Guess who's playing the son?
Telemachus. Telemachus. Couldn't even begin to guess. Okay, well, if you're excited about it, Tom Holland?
Yes. Yes. And guess who else is in the movie? Zendaya. I don't know what character she's playing, but I just know that
press for
Matt
that will be
Damon
amazing.
It's gonna. Oh my god, I'm gonna eat it up. Matt Damon's the dad, and I talked about last week how I love Matt Damon, and
was he in Euphoria?
No, that's the guy from Grey's Anatomy.
They're not the same person?
No, they are not the same person.
Who's that guy?
That guy is from Grey's Anatomy, and he's also in Valentine's Day.
Oh, wait. That is...
He's Mark from... Is he McSteamy?
Eric Dane.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Dane and Matt Damon are the same person in my head.
No, they are not. That's such a crazy...
Are you serious?
Take. I'm so for real. I can see where you're coming from, because I know, since you said Euphoria, I know what he looks like in Euphoria, and I know what Matt Damon looks like right now. However, they are not the same person. They are not the same person.
Guys,
crazy.
It's the same person. Whatever.
But I've been seeing behind the scenes, photo, oh my gosh, some just dropped of, Tom Holland on the set, and, him in costume and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm excited for you.
Keep in mind, yes, I know, but I know nothing about any of it. And then I saw, because somebody broke this down on a post, they were like, we know Matt Damon and Tom Holland's characters, but we don't know, the rest of the cast, who they're playing, because that hasn't came out yet. Oh, the guy from that Alice Feeney adaptation that we were talking about that played the Punisher, he's also in it.
Lucifer?
Yeah, so he is, all of that is going on, and I was like, I know nothing about Greek mythology. So the other day I went to Barnes & Noble, and I literally bought the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I was like, I'm going to read these.
Good
and I'm gonna...
luck to you. When we got the translated, I would assume she told us to get the most dumbed down version of what happened, and I genuinely, it's all lost on me. I had to watch the little cartoon YouTube explanation videos to understand before my pop quizzes or my quizzes. I don't know why it's so hard to decipher.
Well, do you want to know why? Because for some reason I've been really, 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 really wanting to reread Song of Achilles. Don't ask me why, but I will show you why. Okay. I have this TikTok saved of the painting of Patroclus and Achilles. And I was like, okay, I got to reread the Song of Achilles, but with the actual knowledge of Greek mythology, because I've never had the knowledge of Greek mythology.
Yeah, I think if I reread it now, I'd probably enjoy it way more than 4 years ago when I first read it.
I just sent it to you on TikTok. And it actually broke me. I was in my bed and I was like, wow, I really, really need to reread this book, because the emotions I just felt from this painting are crazy. That painting is gorgeous. And also, reading the Song of Achilles, I know it's a retelling, and it's not how probably it is in the Iliad. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, by the way.
I don't want to actually be wrong about this huge history, but I'm pretty sure they were just rumored to be lovers. It was never a factual thing.
Yeah, I thought I saw a quote that somebody literally posted from the Greek myths of it was kind of I don't know if they maybe never say it like how in the Song of Achilles it's very much they are,
my brain just can't that painting is when I'm reading the book, my brain doesn't make up images, beautiful images to portray what the author is writing.
Is not in my brain when Patroclus puts on Achilles' armor and ultimately dies. Sorry guys, spoiler warning. Isn't this a whole entire Greek myth? I don't know if I'm wrong, but isn't this what happens?
I mean, they're dead.
I mean, this has been years in the making. This has been years. They both die. I just imagine us laughing about it, but somebody's actually getting mad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, listen.
That's just history.
That's just, at this point, literally Greek myth. It's just history, but I don't know if that's actually if that's how it plays out, actually in the Greek myth, but in the book, when he puts on the armor and he goes out into the field, I could not for the life of me. I was like, how would anybody believe that this was Achilles? Because am I wrong? Has it been so long that I can't remember? that Patroclus, like, did not look at all, like, even, like, muscles and everything. Like, Achilles was, like, such a strong...
Yeah, one of them was, like, Greek god looking.
Yeah, which was Achilles. He's literally
I'm just assuming the armor was just so, like, covering everything in big that it's, like...
That's heartbreaking, though. Imagine, like, loving somebody so much, you're like, I'm gonna go out and put this armor on and literally die for them. That's but that's the beauty behind Greek myth, is the tragedy of a lot of it.
Yep. So, can't wait for you to come back after you after you've read and you have some of the knowledge. I've
heard, like, so much over the years, and I'm like, I'm very interested in it. So, thanks to Christopher Nolan and the Odyssey for finally getting me to want to pick up that. Also because it gives the same vibe as, like, a classic where you're kind of a little scared to read it. You're like, what if I am dumb?
It made me feel so dumb. I could not decipher anything.
But I also feel like what would be the difference of, like, you picked it up now versus when you have to read something for school? Like, when it feels forced.
Yeah. I would come into class and she would, like, explain a scene that I read. I'd be like, how? Like, how did you get that?
I remember being in, like, my AP English class my senior year, and, like, the yellow wallpaper specifically is in my brain. I loved when we read the yellow wallpaper, and I was like, it happened again with it happened with 1984. The yellow wallpaper I did get. 1984, like, we had to write in, like, paragraphs, and I would write in, and then I would go to class, and I'd be, like, super, like, confident. I would be like, oh, yeah, I can't wait for this discussion. And somebody would, like, raise their hand and be like, this is what I got from it. And then I would be like...
Complete opposite of what you thought.
Yeah, I would be like, oh, like, that's... Of course, I got the general of what the book's about. Did you ever read that, 1984?
No, we never had... No, we never had to read that one or the yellow wallpaper.
Oh, well, I read both of those, and I enjoyed 1984, but it was in, like, the little, like, there's, like, a woman character. I just remember that he has interactions with, our main character has interactions with, and I remember that was one that I was like, oh, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. And then I came into class, and like, somebody was like, well, this is what I thought. And the teacher was like, yep. And I was like...
You didn't want to raise your hand. That's why I didn't like any of my, like, what was it called in high school, like, language arts classes. I liked my math classes because you, like, had a definitive answer, like, you're either right or you're wrong. And the fear of raising my hand and being so dead wrong of the scene, even though, like, it's your opinion of, like, how you deciphered it, no, that was not for me.
That is so funny because I'm literally the opposite. But I think it's because for me, like, no, there could have been multiple answers in my math. Because I just genuinely, I've told the story of how, like, multiple times somebody has watched me do math and they're like, let me just handle it. Like, let's just not. When a teacher would get those sticks out, a part of me would die inside. Because I knew my luck from day one. I'm getting called. Yeah. I'm getting called.
That's why it's so freeing, like, now going out, like, you buying the Odyssey and the Iliad, like, it's so nice because you're choosing to read it. It's like you're going to probably enjoy it way more than if someone forced you to read it and had pop quizzes on it.
But it's still the same public humiliation to go onto YouTube and be like, this is what I think. And then people are like, wrong.
Yeah, it's like the same exact thing. For some reason, I hated it in school, but right now it's fine.
No, I still get the same need or want to, like, defend my opinion.
Well, if you guys were guessing along with us, let us know how many you got right. Because not sure we got many right.
No. But you know, it was like, we were doing good, though, like, as the person picking the reviews. Like, I feel like the thing is to, like, stump the other person. Like, you want to, like, not make it easy. So it's like, we were doing good, but we were also doing bad.
Yeah, we weren't good at guessing, but we were good at picking the reviews.
Yeah. So it's like, we were good in some point.
Yeah. There's a win in there. Well, thank you guys for listening / watching. Next week, no, where was I going with that?
I don't know. Because, like, there's not, like, something like next week. Like, there's nothing like...
There's literally nothing next week, guys.
No. So don't get your hopes up.
Imagine, like, next week, like, Destiny will be in Jersey. Or, like, I'm hinting at, like, I know,
people are going to take... It's like,
they're going to take that the wrong way.
I commented something random. Oh, because you were talking about February, and I just said, like, something random on your Instagram comments, and I got replies being like, oh my gosh, just a hint. And I was like, no.
Wait, what did you comment?
I commented, let me know March plans.
Oh.
Like, I was trying to be funny because you like, captioned your photo something. And I was like, let me know March plans, wink, wink. And, like, I got some replies. And they're like, oh, my gosh, is this a hint?
Guys, we're not seeing each other in March.
I was like,
I'm going to Florida.
Yeah, I was like, Sarah is booked and busy. It's March.
Yeah. Sorry to get your hopes up, though. If you guys thought that's what that meant. That is kind of, like, vague.
I know. After I commented, I was like, it does sound a little like we got something up our sleeve, but we don't. Miss Sarah is booked and busy in March, and we can't wait to hear about it. Not next week's episode, and not even the week after that, I don't think.
We'll see when it happens. I don't know.
We'll see. We don't even know. Don't even ask us at this point, actually. It's so hot in this room, guys. It's 88 degrees outside. I have the windows open. We have to end it.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Goodbye.